It's only entertainment.
All right, man. Welcome to episode 5 of It's Only Entertainment. I got my guy Eric Porter on here with me, man. The co-founder of Stria Sports, the hottest up and coming shoe sportswear around, man. Y'all gonna if you don't know about it, you're gonna get to know about it soon, man. Um, man, Porter is also a basketball player growing up. Still plays to this day. Uh, he's an all-conference basketball player at Deerfield High School. Played at Loyola University before transferring to Lake Forest College. And like I said, he's now the co-founder of the hottest up and coming shoe around. So glad to have you on, Porter, man. How you doing, bro?
And I'm doing good. Happy to be on. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, no doubt, dog, man. Just I want to talk about first, man. How'd you get the name Astria, bro? Before we even get to everything, how you get the name of that, dog?
The idea was we had no idea. It was like we were just writing stuff down for months and nothing clicked. And we just started looking up random words in other languages. And we came across the word industria, which means energy in Latin.
Okay.
And the idea was okay. In order to be successful in basketball or whatever it is you're doing, you got to put in the energy. So we were like, well, industria is too long, but let's cut that in half. Stria sounds a little foreign and it has a good meaning. So Stria sport. It's quick, it's easy, and I think it sounds cool.
I like that a lot, bro. That's actually really tough, man. I like that a lot, dog. Let's just talk about your background before we get into Stria more in depth, man. Talk about growing up in Deerfield and the competitive nature. I know you guys got athletes all around basketball, baseball, football. Deerfield's
Yeah.
always at the top of the conference in the area. So just talk about how it was growing up there competitively and all that.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I'm from Deerfield, lived there my whole life growing up, and I have nothing but high praise for the community. It's definitely competitive. Um, People take their sport serious out there. No one likes losing in general, but I think in Deerfield, it's like everyone wants to be the best. And obviously, the basketball program's had some really good years, and I think if you're in the program, it's like you want to top it off. You want to beat the other best team um, in the past. So we it was competitive. Guys got at it. No one wants to be a loser,
Yeah.
so guys really got after it. I mean, the coaches pushed us too, but at the end of the day, it's like guys want to win, whether it's basketball, football, baseball,
Right.
and everyone's kind of at each other. And then once you're on the team and you rock with everyone on your team, it's like we want to kill everyone else.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose. I mean, we know everyone we're playing against. Like
Right.
we knew all the guys from North. We knew all the guys from GBN, Highland Park. It's like everyone from Evanston. It's like
Right.
we don't like those guys.
Right.
We want to beat them. So I think the competitive nature, one in the area, has always been very high, just
Definitely.
because there's always good players coming out of the area, out
Yeah.
of the conference. So I think it's like Deerfield, in like as an example, it's like you don't want to lose every year to these other guys that you know.
Right.
So it's like it kind of like weeds it out. And I'm sure that's how it is at every school. But at Deerfield, it was competitive. I think that was part of the program. That was just the culture. I mean, guys didn't like to lose, whether it's in sports, academics. I mean, it's a really good academic school too. So I think just the competitive nature of being from Deerfield is kind of what you get engraved early on. But yeah, it was a good time. I had nothing but good memories.
Yeah, man. Talk about just like you said, growing up in Deerfield. You got Joy the game. You got the Berto Center actually there as well, where the Chicago Bulls used to practice at. So, just talk about JG and the great players that you've seen coming up in there, and just the memories that you have in there now that it's removed and
Yeah,
how
no. I mean, obviously, if you were a basketball player in any suburb, you knew what Joy of the Game was.
yeah.
I mean, that was where the best AU tournaments were happening. And if it wasn't the AU tournaments, it was the high school leagues. that were happening where it's
Yep.
like you got your best 7 and
Yeah.
you were just going at each other. And it was competitive. And guys were just going at each other. And I mean, they're your boys, but it's like you play them in high school too. So everyone knew each other, but it's like you get your best 7, you get your best 8, and you're just playing. I mean, enjoy the game at 4 courts. It was huge. I mean, it was the place to play at. Like you wanted to get in the leagues there, whether you're in college in the summer, the pickup games were always high. I mean, guys were coming up from the city
Yeah.
to the North Shore to play in competitive games, and you were
That's
having
good.
guys, whether they were in the NBA working out, whether they're playing D1, D3, it didn't matter. If you were a high school stud, you wanted to play in the pickup game, enjoy the game.
Literally.
And you wanted to get that text. So,
For real.
I mean, dude, it was a great atmosphere. Obviously, it's gone, but it was a good time. So yeah,
Yeah, so you was talking about all the tough players in the area. Talk about some of the tough players that you competed against in high school and AAU circuits and all that
yeah.
stuff.
So my class, 2014, I graduated high school.
Yep.
So all through AAU, I was going against Brunson, Euless, which wasn't great for me being a slow, unathletic guard. But I mean, that's just Chicago. But like even like guys like Okafor, who's my age, that we played against, enjoy the game. It's like I think for Chicago and like the suburbs that there was like a good 4-year stretch where we were just getting high level guys,
Number one
just
players in the country every
left
year.
and right.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, you think you're good in the area in the suburbs, and then like you go see these other dudes who are obviously going to be in the NBA, and
Right.
it's like if you think you're good over here, you got to rise up to play these guys, or else you're gonna get your ass beat. So I mean, we played guys. I mean, it's like hard to count, but like every AU tournament, you would get a high level D1 guy.
Yep.
I don't even know who. I mean, it was just. I mean, every weekend you were getting a guy who's guaranteed going high level D1, and you had to compete. I mean the area in general was like the last like for like even like me your age, like there was a good 5-year, 4-year stretch where it's like anyone from the class of 2012 to like 2015 in high school, there
Was
was high level guys everywhere,
that's
you know.
facts.
And it was crazy. But it's like, and you think you're good, and then it's like you got to go against the guy who's gonna be a McDonald's All American. It's like then you
Right.
see how good you really are.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, everywhere you go, you're playing against guys. If you think you're the best on your team, you're not going to be the best in that pickup game.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like people almost sleep on like the non-city players.
Oh man, you
Like
could
I don't know
definitely
if
get
people
into that.
realize how good a lot of these guys have been that
Man,
weren't
bro.
from the actual city.
Right.
Um, and I don't know if it's underrated or not, but it's like you got to realize there's guys every year, whether it's our conference growing up or like the neighboring conferences, there's guys left and right going high level.
Yep.
I don't know if that's talked about enough now that I think about it, but
I don't, man, you know, Coach Olsen and I, we talk about this type of stuff all the time, man. And no, I don't think it's talked about enough. But it's under. I can understand why it's not because there's so many good players, like you said, in the
totally.
city of Chicago. So it's like, man, the
And it's like
history and all
growing
that
up, I
stuff.
mean, Chicago might be the best city for basketball in the
Man.
country. So it's like if you're in the suburbs, like obviously you're getting overshadowed.
Right. Just naturally. Yep.
But no, I mean it's good. Then when you really think about it, like you see how many guys have really came out of the non-city.
Yeah.
So no, I mean it's basketball is competitive anywhere you go, but I think Illinois, Chicagoland area, it's got to be one of the top places in the country
It's
in
gotta be.
terms of players.
It's gotta be. It literally has to be. I can't think of maybe New York and LA and there's some
Yeah,
places.
but like even like bench guys are going college in this area. It's like your worst player who's on the rotation is still going to go start D2, D3.
Right.
So
That's true.
it's like, and that just goes back to the competitive nature. I mean, that's just basketball's hot.
Yeah.
Basketball's hot, and you got to weed out the bottom guys, and you just got to go after it no matter what.
Man, so a lot of the viewers, they might not know your game. Man, talk about your game just a little bit, man. Talk about this dude is a dead eye shooter, man. You remind me of like Jason Capono. So like, this dude don't miss, man. He give him an open look, but he can play though. That's not just all he do, but he's a dead eye shooter. So just talk about your game, man. And
Yeah. I mean, I think growing up, I would watch like Steve Nash, JJ Redick, Steph Curry in college. That was kind of when I was growing up, and it's
right,
like those guys were not born with freak athleticism. They worked at their game. They knew what they were good at, and they were all high IQ guys. And that's kind of what I modeled my game after. I knew I was not going to be the tallest. I knew I was not going to be the most athletic, but
right.
I knew if I worked hard enough, which I did, and that was credit to my coaches and my dad for rebounding every day. I wanted to be the best shooter in the state, and I think I was. I mean, I don't know many people that can outshoot me, catch and
Uh-huh.
shoot. But in high school, I played point guard, off ball, a little bit of both, and I would either chase running around, coming off down screens, or with the ball coming off ball screens. That was my game, man. I was trying to run you around when you were holding my jersey, fouling me, and those Niles North refs weren't calling it.
Oh man, it was not fun chasing you around, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. And y'all was good.
Those were good games. Those were chippy.
Great games, man. We knew every time we knew we had y'all on the schedule. It was a focus week of practice because we knew these dudes they coming in for our heads.
Yeah, your game was definitely circled on our schedule, and we knew the gym was going to be lit. We knew we
Lit.
weren't going to be able to hear our coaches, and it was just a 5-on-5 grind.
Uh,
Numerous technicals every game, no matter what. I mean, those were some of the best memories I had in high school for sure.
man,
I
bro.
don't know if we beat you guys too much, but I know they were close and we never got blown out.
Man, no, man. If y'all didn't get us once, it felt like y'all might have, bro, because them games used to be crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, that was
Um,
good.
what shoes were you rocking on the court in high school and college growing up?
So in high school, I was rotating between maybe the Addy Zeros, which was a super light shoe.
Yep, I remember.
I wore Kobe 4s, Kobe 5s. In college, I wore Jordan 10s. I wore Paul George's, Kobe 4s again. And I had about a rotation of 12.
Right.
What'd you wear?
Man, I'm all Adidas. So
That's what I thought.
yeah, I'm James Harden's, Dame Lillard's. I wear some T Max shit. I even wore some old Kobe's in college a couple times. So I was all Adidas. So you know me, bro. But at FDU we was Nike, so I had to wear Nike. It was the only time in my life I ever wore Nike. I was wearing like LeBron's and all types of random stuff. But yeah, that was definitely a weird time in my life wearing Nike. I can say that for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's just get into Stria sports now, man. How'd you come up with the idea to make the shoe, man? Like what made you say I want to make a shoe? That's not
Yeah.
something you just
I mean, growing up, I think basketball and shoes just go together. So I was a huge sneakerhead growing up. From I was 12 and up, I had about 250 shoes, all kind of brands, and I've always been passionate about shoes. And obviously, when I was younger, I think everyone kind of is like, "Yo, I'd love to start my own shoe or have my own shoe or player edition shoe."
right.
But I mean, did I think it was going to happen? No.
Right.
But I think my senior year of college, once I finished playing, I was like, what am I going to do? I didn't really love any of my basketball shoes towards the end of my career. And then I got connected to a former Nike designer. Um, and we talked. I kind of told him where I was at about, you know what, like, what if we just started my own brand?
Right.
And I kind of threw him what I was thinking, and he was like, let's do it. So yeah, I mean, I'd say the idea started off kind of like light. It was like, you know, we should start our own shoe.
Right.
Like I said it to my dad, I said it to a couple of my friends, and then we got serious. We were like, you know what, let's actually do this. Like we feel there's kind of a little bit of a hole in the market. Obviously, the basketball shoe market is controlled by the big brands and it's heavy, but we were like, you know what, let's just go for it.
Right.
So we did. Spent 7 months with our designer, going through designs, mock-ups, all that, and about 7 months later, we locked in our final design.
And who all would you say is like a part of this doing this with you?
Yeah, well, definitely it's not just me. Um, so our designer was a former Nike designer. He was with And One, little throwback brand,
Yeah.
for a while. Then it's our developer who's overseas was with Puma and Asics.
Okay.
And then it's me, my dad's helping, and then a couple other ex-college basketball players of mine, of like friends, teammates, all kind of do this, all have different roles. We got a guy in Nashville, we got someone in Portland, Oregon, and then a bunch of us are in Chicago. And then our developers overseas.
That's dope.
And then obviously family, friends, all on board, all supporting big time and kind of spreading the word. So without everyone kind of being involved, you can't just randomly drop a shoe brand, an
Right.
apparel brand. So yeah, there's a lot of people on board with this that are huge, that like we would not be where we're at without everyone kind of doing their part.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. You got Pops in there with you, man. You know, Pops not gonna steer you wrong. That's love, man. For
Yeah,
real.
no, he's into this too. He was the first one who kind of got me into the shoe game actually.
Yeah.
He would go back and forth to China when I was younger for his job, and Li Ning, which is what like Dwayne Wade, and they were not selling in America yet.
Right.
So he would buy them in China, bring them back, and I'd be the only one with Li Ning. And then I'd sell them for like triple.
Right.
And then from there, I just fell in love with shoes and kind of just becoming a sneakerhead started early age from that. Just having the only one wearing Li Ning. No one else had it. No one else was going to China. And then you just flip them.
What year was that?
Maybe like 7th, 8th grade.
Crazy, man.
I mean, maybe like 2008, 2009.
Right.
It was like early Li Ning when like they didn't have that many guys.
Right. He just left from like Converse or Jordan or something like that.
Yeah. I don't even remember who else they had. But no, Asia is huge in shoes. I mean, they have Li Ning, Anta, like a couple other brands, but
Right. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's that's kind of how I got into shoes, early age.
Talk about, bro, how did you get your shoes approved by the NBA? Like what was the process of that?
Yeah, so that was a cool thing that we got almost a year ago. So a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this until someone told me. I was talking to a bunch of the equipment managers in the NBA, and they were like, you have to get approved in order to have players wear your shoes. Like you
Right. I
can't
didn't even
just
know that
have
was a thing.
I mean, it makes sense, but it's
Right.
like, why would anyone ever think of that?
Right.
And so if we were going to send shoes to NBA guys, which we have, for them to actually wear the shoes in the games, you have to be approved, which makes sense for like health and safety. Is you
Right.
just don't want a random brand that like might just be like Crocs or like an
Right.
Allbirds with no ankle support.
Right.
But So I got connected with the person of like 3 of the people on like the player personnel side of the league. And
Okay.
then you have a deadline. So shoes for the 2020-21 season have to be approved by like August. And so this was like June, we were talking to them, June of 2020, where we have to submit designs, submit a tech pack, which is like the breakdown of the shoe in terms of materials and all of that.
Uh-huh.
And then we had to send a sample of our shoe. So they reviewed it. I never heard back for like a month and a half. So I was like, all right, they did not approve us.
Right.
And then I got an email from the woman who I was talking to, like, hey, just give me a call when you have a chance. So they called us. They sent me a huge like form afterward, and just basically saying like you're good to go. Your shoe, like your tech pack, the materials all look good, and there's gonna be no issues. So, I mean, it's cool to say that there's not obviously not that many brands that are approved by the NBA. I mean, there's
Right.
big brands and then there's maybe a couple random ones, but it's under 10.
Right. That's dope. That's dope for
So,
real.
yeah, no, it's cool to say. It kind of solidifies it, like, oh, this thing's for real.
Right. No, yeah, for sure. For
So,
sure.
but yeah, no, we got approved, but every year you have to get approved if you have a new shoe model.
Right. Yeah, I figured it.
So, but yeah, we got approved before we even launched. This was like 3 months beforehand because we didn't launch till November.
Right.
So I kind of kept under wraps, like, oh, we did get approved though.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it was cool and it was exciting. Kind of to start off, like you got the nod for the league.
That's huge. That's
Yeah,
literally
no, it was
huge.
cool.
That's huge, man. Talk about when do you think you'll have your shoes in actual like physical stores if you don't already?
Yeah, so we don't right now. I think the push is all on e-commerce on our website, and kind of pushing it through social media. I think the idea is to just get brand recognition,
Right.
just have organic people recognizing it, recognizing the brand, and then once you kind of hear about Stria, it's kind of familiar. Then we'll start talking to some retailers, getting them in stores, getting them on their website, stuff like that. But early on, I think we're just focusing on our brand um, ourselves and kind of getting it going. I mean, it's only been 6 months,
Right.
but we have started talking to some retailers just to kind of plant the seed, but nothing serious yet. I think the idea is like, let's really kind of do this thing our own, see what we can do. And then obviously we'll branch out and kind of get in other stores and just get more eyes on it.
Facts, man. So today, man, 2021, you can go independent as long as you need to go, and
True.
then you can take that little help. But that's
Yeah,
dope, man, for real.
it's true.
Um, I just seen you post about Fundamental U. I think, are you doing a partnership with Fundamental U? Talk about that.
Yeah, we're talking to a lot of AAU programs about doing gear, so we could do hoodies, long sleeve warm ups, t-shirts, as well as shoes. And I think the cool thing with that, a ton of AAU teams are hot on with us, is that our shoe we can put logos on,
Okay.
where Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, they don't care about the random AAU program
Right.
in the suburbs or in Chicago. So the difference is whoever the AAU program is, we can put their actual logo on the shoe and have it be a custom. So
Okay.
that's where a lot of these programs, AAU high schools, are hitting us up. And it's like they've never had this opportunity with another brand. And
Right.
it's like obviously anytime you can custom a product, that just separates it. So I think that's where our brand is kind of gaining momentum, is that word is getting out that we can custom our shoe with their brand.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that's what's been really good. And we're talking to a lot of programs about it throughout the country, in California, Florida, Illinois, Wisconsin, about doing it. And we could do the logo really. I mean, we could do the logo either here, so in the middle of the shoe, or we could do it here.
Right.
So yeah, it's been good, and obviously the adding your own touch, so each team has their own shoes is huge.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I wish they had something like that when we was kids, man. That's
Yeah, me too.
oh,
Even like a random high school kid, let's say little Billy from Deerfield or Niles North has his own logo.
right,
He can send us his logo and we can put it on the shoe.
right. Yeah,
Like
that's
it's a legit player edition, like he's an NBA.
right.
And I don't know, Nike ID is a little different because you can kind of custom a shoe in terms of design, but there's not really logos and customing it as a group order. I mean, those shoes are expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the kind of difference with us is we can put any team's logo, whatever the logo is, on the shoe, any colorway.
Yeah, no.
So
That,
yeah, it's been good so far.
how many how many models of Strias do you have right now, shoes?
So we launched one model with 8 colorways. Um, so it's pretty team color neutral.
Uh-huh.
So like we have an all white, we have a white red black, a white blue black, we have a black white, we have a black and gold, we have a white blue red. I think we have a color that can match any team, whether
Right,
your team's green, purple, blue, red, black. Like one of 8 colors will work.
right.
Um, but yeah, so we have one model so far. The 107 series is what it's called, and then I think down the line we're starting to work on a design for like a running shoe, like a walk around shoe, and
Yeah.
then we'll come out with a new basketball model as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, what players have you had wear them? I know you've had some collegiate, some collegiate players, some uh professionals overseas. You got some high school kids. So what guys that we may know?
Yeah. I mean, we've sent our shoes to about 40 to 60 guys. Whether we've sent about 12 to random NBA players that reached out to us, and then overseas we got guys like Kiefer Sykes, who's a Chicago guy who's playing in the NBL, which
Beast.
is a high level league, and he's worn them almost every game. He loves them. We got like Justin Robinson in Spain, who played at Monmouth for the team that made the tournament a couple years ago. Marcus Towns, Milton Doyle, Dante Ingram,
You just
Kate
had Marcus.
Felder.
Oh, K Felder's got some too.
Yeah, he's in China.
K Felder's a killer, man.
Marcus Keene, who played at Central Michigan, who I think led the NCAA in scoring his senior year.
Yeah.
He's out in a country I've never heard of, but he's killing it. He's leading the league in scoring.
He's a bucket. Oh my
He
god.
he actually plays with Marcus Towns.
Yeah, I know. We just had Marcus on. I just seen. You know, it's crazy. I swear to you, I just seen that yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy. We had Marcus on last episode, and I
Mm-hmm.
was looking at their team page, and I saw Marcus Kim. I'm like, man, he's a bucket. I forgot about him. He's a
Me too. And they didn't really know each other, but they separately, like obviously I knew Marcus, yeah, I knew Marcus Towns, but Keene had hit me up and he was like, hey, like I love what you're doing. I love these designs. Like I'd
that's
love to
crazy.
play him. And then like Marcus got signed to that team, new country, showed up wearing Strias, and they were like, you have Strias too?
It's
And it was
unbelievable.
like a crazy, like random, like where it's like they both heard of Stria completely
Right.
different ways. But yeah, I mean, I think we have pros wearing shoes in Australia, Asia, Europe. I mean, obviously we have them wearing here as well, but I mean, yeah, the shoes are being worn in a ton of different countries, and feedback's been really positive. Guys love the shoes.
Man,
So it's been good. It's been cool.
that's super dope, man. I remember when you first hit me up talking about this, and it's dope to see where it's come from when you first hit me up on Instagram to
Yeah.
where it is now, man. It's amazing to see. And we got two of our participants of It's Only Entertainment that's worn them. We got Ben Moore, who's a teammate of Kiefer Sykes. He's worn some of them,
Yeah.
and Marcus Towns. So we're gonna try to keep it in the family on here, man.
Small world.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. You
Yeah,
got who?
that's funny. But yeah,
Man, last question about Stria, man. What's your ultimate goal for Stria? I know it's a bold and not a broad question, I should say, but what's your ultimate question? Your ultimate goal for Stria?
yeah. I mean, I think the ultimate goal is to become a direct competitor with the big brand names. And I think obviously it's to grow and have like kids all over the world recognize Stria and just be like instead going on the website and buying gear and like in your head it's like, oh, I need to order some Strias.
Right.
And it's just to kind of grow the brand and have it play with the big boys. Um, I mean, obviously it'd be great to start signing some athletes as well. Um, but I think the ultimate goal is to just grow the brand, have it become a competitor with obviously the big players, and just keep building it up. I think in 6 months we've done a pretty good job of kind of getting the word out there. I mean, I think almost every player in Illinois has heard of Stree in some sort of way,
Definitely.
um, and that's in 6 months, 5 months, and that's just by word of mouth and social media. But I think the goal is just to keep growing it and seeing where it could go. I mean, I think the whole idea was let's just create really good products. Let's create a shoe that's affordable and that people want to wear. And then I think we achieved that. I truly think we created the most comfortable and lightweight basketball shoe on the market, and we've been ranked by a lot of the shoe like wear testers, where the two top shoe review people gave us extremely positive reviews,
Right.
including one of them gave us fourth best shoe to come out in 2020 behind Kevin Durant, Steph Curry's, and um, an Adidas brand, and then it was us.
That's tough. That's tough.
Um, yeah, the end goal is just to keep growing it, have it become a household name where you walk in a gym and you see a bunch of guys wearing Stria.
Right.
Um, and we'll see what happens down the line. In a couple of years, we'll see where we're at. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely help get this recapped and see where we at a couple years, and that'll be dope for real.
Yeah, for sure. But it's been good, and I think it'll just keep growing. I mean, I think people are starting to rock with it. So
Yeah,
we'll
man. I
see.
gotta
It's only been 6 months, so I think this summer will be big. And obviously the next basketball season, now that COVID is somewhat under control. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like basketball's back.
Yeah.
So I think this upcoming season will be good. We'll have a lot of colleges wearing them, high school. Um, so we'll see. We'll just keep working at it.
Man, that's super dope, dog. Man, before we get you out of here, man, I know it's getting late. Just got a couple ending questions for you, just so the viewers can get to know you a little bit more outside of Stria, and it'll get you out of here, my dude. Talk about let's go top five favorite restaurants. I was gonna go four, but I'm gonna give you five. Top five favorite restaurants, Chicago, wherever you've been. I know you've been places around. Talk
Okay.
about top five restaurants.
Top five. I think like Steak 48 in Chicago, Guilt Bar Chicago, Bavette's Chicago. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I love Steak and Shake. I mean,
I was waiting for one of them answers.
it's kind of down right now. I think they're going out of business, but Steak and Shake and Culver's, I love them,
Yeah,
and I,
no,
I eat them all the time. And I think Portillo's. I mean, you can't go wrong with Portillo's. So I got some high end restaurants, and then my fast food joints that I love.
man, you gotta find a balance. That's a good call, man.
Yeah, you
Talk.
got to
All
ball out at.
right, let's go. Let's go. I know you're a shooter. we got a 3-point competition. I'm leaving Steph out of this because it's just not even really fair.
Yeah.
So we gonna go. Who's winning this 3-point competition? You got Reggie Miller, you got Peja Stojakovic, you got Klay Thompson, you got Ray Allen, and you got your boy Jason Capono, who's a dead eye.
I mean, it's tough. That's a tough one. I mean, obviously Steph, no matter what, they're in a way they're like all kind of different shooters. But
Right,
I mean, it's hard to go against Klay, just knowing that like every day he's going against Steph.
right. That's very true.
Um,
Very
I'd
true.
probably go Klay and then throwback with Peja Stojakovic. I mean, that guy had a clip.
Man, dude, don't even get me started.
He had a clip, and that was a throwback Kings team, not a throwback, but I mean that dude was just a killer. I'd have to go Klay and then Peja second.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Paige, dude's sleeping. Paige is not talked about enough today. He's really
Absolutely not. People forgot about him.
They did, which is ridiculous. Um, let's go top 5 favorite players to come out of Chicago. She come, man.
I mean, I gotta give it to D Rose one. I like Isaiah Thomas because he's a short guard.
Zeke.
Trying to think, who else do I rock with? I mean, I just had this conversation with someone too.
It's tough. So you got so many options. It's tough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a ton of options that came out of Chicago. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm kind of. I mean, I think I don't know. I've always rocked with D Rose. It's like after D Rose and after Isaiah Thomas, I mean, obviously like Jabari, but like I don't know if he's my favorite. He's just more recent.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think D Rose is just kind of when I think of Chicago basketball, it's like you got to rock with Derek.
Yeah.
I'm probably. I mean, who's yours?
Top 5?
Yeah.
Oh man, it switches up for me, but I'm gonna have to go D Rose. I'm going Chicago area too, because Dwayne Wade's South suburbs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Dwayne Wade. I was a huge Jabari Parker fan. He's my class. I was a big Jabari Parker fan, so I'm putting Jabari Parker in mine. Isaiah Thomas. I gotta have Isaiah Thomas in there.
I mean, Kevin Garnett, Chicago.
Yeah,
Kind of, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is, bro. You're right. You gotta put KG in there. He got his name here.
That's true.
He got his name here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like you don't think of KG for Chicago hoops, but
because there's been so many players. But yeah, he dominated when he was here too. It's not like he was.
He did dominate when he was here.
Oh yeah. I was gonna. Hey, you could put Anthony Davis in there. He wasn't really on the map like that until late, but you see what he's doing now?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the roster of Chicago players is so deep, and it's like I guess, and I wasn't thinking suburbs too, but I mean, there's just a deep. It's deep. I mean, it really is. There's just a lot of guys that like you don't even think of. That it's like, oh, that guy played at Chicago from Chicago too.
Right. You got dudes like John Shire too, man. Dudes that's not even in the NBA, but it's legends.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, he slept on too.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Talk about all right, let's go 5 favorite players in the NBA under the age of 25.
Under the age of 25.
If it's over 25, we'll fact check later.
I think I love Devin Booker. I think he's so smooth. And obviously he has a torch when he shoots as well. But I'm a big D-Book guy. I mean, I think Jason Tatum is really kind of putting himself in superstar conversations, if he's not already. I mean, Trae Young is fun to watch. I just like watching him just because he puts up numbers. I'd like him to win a little more, but like his body type, you don't think that's an NBA guy.
Yep.
So you got to respect what he's doing. I mean, Luka obviously is a freak. Giannis is over 25 now, I think.
Yeah, I think he just turned 26. He my age.
Yeah, I think Luka's a year younger than me.
Yeah, Luca's he's
I
still
think
young.
he's 24.
He might even be younger than that, bro.
Yeah.
He
But
might be
I think Luka might be the best player under 25.
25.
It's hard to not give him the nod for that conversation.
No, he's special.
Yeah. And I think Donovan Mitchell is maybe my age or a year younger. So he's
Yep.
24.
He's
I think he's a superstar too. I think he's kind of solidified himself as he could be that guy. The league is young. The league is really young. I think in 5 years, we're going to look at the superstars differently because a lot of these guys won't really be the same in 5 years. And I think the league is so young, and guys come in the league and kind of step on the gas pedal right away after 1 or 2 years of college, and they're becoming the guy on their team at 23.
right.
So I think the league is just really young now. I think the shape up of who the stars are going to be in 5 years will be so different than now. But it's been fun to watch. I think the NBA is starting to get entertaining again. I think for a couple years it may have kind of lulled.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge NBA guy, so I never stopped watching. But I think people are into it again. Like I feel like there was a period like maybe for a year or two that like it was like and people weren't into it. But I think it's kind of back.
Everybody knew Golden State was going to win. It was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's back now. I think people are caring about it, and it's being talked about more.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, right. Who do you think are the best players under 25?
Oh man, I got no order. I got Donovan Mitchell. I got Luka Doncic. I got Zion Williamson.
I forgot about Zion.
Unbelievable. I
think he's averaging like 28 a game this year.
I don't know. This guy's a man child, bro. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. I've never seen nothing like it.
It's crazy what he's doing, and all of his points are at the hoop.
And yeah, he's just scratching the surface, bro. That's the crazy.
It's like this is like theoretically it's year one because he didn't play that much last year.
Exactly.
He didn't get a full NBA season, so what he's doing, and he's 21 maybe. It's absurd. It is absurd, and like the way he just moves and the way he's so athletic at 200 whatever pounds, you just don't see that. So
I don't see that, bro. So I really enjoy watching him play. And I said Tatum. I got one more, man. I'm gonna go with D-Book. And I'm big on Phoenix. Chris Paul, my favorite player of all time. Abdul over there with Phoenix. So
yeah,
I watched a lot of Phoenix games, and I've finally gotten able to see Book for what he is, rather than just highlights and stuff like that. And he's the real deal.
I agree. I think he definitely stepped into it this year. Obviously, I think Chris Paul helped him. I think Chris Paul changed the culture.
Yeah.
And dude's just a winner. And obviously, you kind of see like now that they're competitive and they're winning. I just hope they can make some noise in the playoffs. Hope they're not a one and done.
I don't think they will be, but it's gonna be tough. This West is unbelievable.
The West is tough. Playoff the seedings mean absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
It's just gonna come down to who's the better team, and you can't look at seeds.
You can't. You'll get clipped doing that, thinking you the Suns think we the 2 seed, we're gonna be all right. You're gonna get smoked.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. The West is so strong. So it'll be good to see. It'll be good to see how they play. I think the NBA, the playoffs are going to be competitive in both conferences.
Yeah, it is.
I think it'll be fun. It'll be good to watch.
It will be, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. But Man, Eric, bro, I appreciate you for being on here, man, with me, dog. We had a blast doing this. Hopefully, next time we get on, like you said, we'll have Stria as one of the top shoes in the world, man, and it's on its way. I
Yeah.
can feel it. It's definitely on its way, and hopefully, just get it out a little bit more. Hopefully, in any way, shape, or form. So.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me on. This was a lot of fun, and this podcast is real. I think you need podcasts that kind of tell it how it is, and it's just authentic conversation. So I think this is the one everyone should listen to.
I appreciate that, and that means a lot. I'm definitely gonna save that clip.
Yeah,
All right, my dude, man. I hope you stay safe, my dude, and we'll talk to you soon, bro.
for sure, man. All right, we'll stay in touch.
For sure.
Take care.
All right, brother.